6'2", 155 pounds is very rare, you know? And he knows how to use it very well. Castillo, though, has him on the ground.
Castillo's powerful with his wrestling.
Castillo looking for the can opener here to try to open up the guard. Mark Kerr actually submitted somebody with that in Pride. It hurts the neck, and it forces guys to scoot their hips back and open up the guard. That long reach translates not just into an advantage in stand-up. Now he's got that can opener again. That hurts, man. And if you don't scoot your hips back, you know, you could really mess your neck up from that. And it forces guys to open up that guard.
He's really working on it, John.
What I was going to say is it translates that long reach also on the ground, especially when it comes to chokes, triangles. There's ways you can clasp your hands and legs together that a short, stubby dude like myself can't quite pull off. But Tim's big strength is utilizing that reach in the stand-up. It's really awkward to deal with.
Now, in Tim's last fight, Jorge Masvidal put him on his back. And early here in this one, Castillo trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's the recipe.
Points from doing this, yes.
That's the recipe for dealing with that reach. Yep. I mean, the kid's essentially 2 inches shorter than John Jones, and he's a lightweight, you know? That's weird.
Yeah. That's Pablo Garza-like.
Yes. And he hits hard, too. You know, I mean, he's a strong kid for 155.
13 wins by knockout.
The Justin Salas fight was one of the best performances that he had in the octagon. We really got to see the utilization of that striking.
I mean, Means was on a 9-fight win streak. That's impressive at any level. But right now, Danny Castillo using his wrestling and working on the head of his opponent, Tim Means.
Yeah, Danny content to stay inside the guard and just try to rough him up from here. And again, using that can opener, pulling on that neck.
Castillo has opened his own health studio in Sacramento. So he is really...
What's a health studio?
I don't know, just health studio, P2O, Hot Pilates and Fitness. I guess
he's got a whole gym.
He's got the whole gym going. And he's really working on his strength and conditioning, which is awesome.
Yeah, Pilates is something that people associate with housewives, but it's an excellent thing for grapplers. Right. It's great for your core, and it's also great for preventing injuries, much like yoga in a lot of ways is. And Tim Means back to his feet, but Danny's got the clinch.
Yeah.
Try to drag Tim down to the ground again, and he got it. Nicely done. Danny's got his back here. See if he can hang on to him. He chooses to put the hooks in.
He's got a lot of time to work.
He's got one hook in, hanging on, and Tim tried to roll him over, but Danny stays on him.
Nearly
Tim
got the
rolls.
mount out of it.
Nicely done by Tim Means, and a knee perfectly timed on a stand-up.
Perfectly timed.
Perfectly legal.
Southpaw Tim Means.
No knees to the head of a downed opponent or 3-point, meaning you can't have one hand down either.
Don't forget, top of the hour.
Nice knee.
It is Fox UFC Saturday. Demetrius Johnson, John Moraga for the flyweight title. Jake Ellenberger, Rory McDonald, Bobby Volker, Robbie Lawler, and Jessica Andrade, and Liz Carmouche.
Big takedown by Danny Castillo. But Tim Means manages to bring it back to full guard. And we see with those long legs, he actually triangles the body. Well, it's not an offensive way of using the guard, but it does tighten down on the abdomen, makes it more difficult for Danny Castillo to breathe, and it makes it harder for him to pass.
Really using that can opener.
But it's not working.
Right.
You know, Tim either has a flexible core and spine, or, you know, it's just he's long enough so that Danny can't get the proper leverage on him.
3 for 3 with his takedowns in round 1. Good 5 minutes for Castillo. Tim the Dirty Bird Means.
Round 2, you ready? Round 2.
Danny Last Call Castillo. One of many lightweight fights here tonight on FX.
Tim Means not just tall and long, but also stands southpaw. Castillo choosing the orthodox striking position and really having a hard time closing the distance to get a hold of him.
Means has been on quite a roll. 10-1-1 in his last 12 fights, won 9 of his last 10. Had the setback against Jorge Masvidal. Wants to get right back towards the win column here.
Oh, nice knee there
so
by
with the
Means.
knee.
Stuffed the takedown attempt.
Stepped into that. Bang Ludwig, we've talked about so often with his new association with Team Alpha Male and the improved striking of all those great fighters, all those wrestlers. Really built a close relationship with a true mentor in Dwayne Bang Ludwig.
Yeah, you see here, Danny is really having a hard time connecting with these shots. Just trying to figure out a way to close the distance, set up feints, try to figure out a way to just solve the riddle that is the 6'2", 155-pound Means.
The way he did it in the first round was to put him on his back.
Yeah, that's certainly the most likely solution for him. He doesn't seem to be able to close the distance that while standing up, but he had great success taking him down. There's a nice right hand by Castillo.
He's stepping into it. He's trying to close the distance, Joe.
Well, as Means gets more aggressive too, he moves in, it opens up the possibilities. When Danny Castillo's initiating the attack, that's when it becomes more problematic.
Like right there.
Yeah, he's just got so much more coverage to make, you know, so much more distance to cover, rather. But when Means is coming forward, he you know, in effect, becomes a shorter fighter.
Bang Ludwig and Mark Delagrati at Team Sit-Yo-Tung in Boston have a close relationship, and they've shared some training and training partners with the Team Alpha Male guys, who really have a lot of respect for those two great strikers and striking coaches. But with Danny right now, it's range. It's trying to get past this guy who's much taller and longer than you.
Yeah, if you've ever fought a guy that's really tall like that, it's so hard to deal with. It's a massive advantage. The best example, of course, is the light heavyweight champion and current pound-for-pound great, John Jones. I mean, John is the best, in my opinion, I've ever seen at utilizing a reach advantage and distance.
That's the first time I've heard you say that. The pound-for-pound great.
He's the best now.
He is indeed, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, since Anderson lost, there's no doubt about it. John's #1.
Yep. Just gave me a bit of a flashback, is what it did.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, right?
Realize that John's only been fighting for about 5 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Youngest ever UFC champion.
He's a special talent. And there's a nice takedown by Danny Castillo. Beautiful trip. But again, Means right into full guard. Danny gets him down, but as long as Means is in this position with the body triangle, Danny is going to have a hard time making something happen here. Means is also pretty good at defending against strikes. Gets his hands in the way. And Danny's go-to move, this can opener that he keeps going to, is not working. If Danny wants to have some success here on the ground, in my opinion, he's got to pass this guard. Means is trying to roll him over. And Means is also boxing his ears here.
Yeah.
Danny's got to pass this guard. You know, too many wrestlers are content to stay inside the guard. And although some guys have had success, Tito Ortiz famously would crush guys from inside their guard. He, in my opinion, Tito is the best of all time at ruthless ground and pound from inside the guard. But most guys just simply aren't that effective from that position. Now Danny's got a much better shot, but Tim's back up to his feet.
Well, the round ends, though, in the world in which Castillo wanted it. And that is the grappling world and the wrestling world.
It certainly does, but he hasn't really been able to do too much damage from that.
Final seconds of the round.
Right.
Tom Ortiz in the corner of Tim Means said you were controlling the stand-up.
Let's go, fight, guys.
Let's just watch those takedowns. Don't be held, and you can win this fight. Castillo throws the kick. That's the story of the fight right there, Joe.
Yeah, that is truly. And Danny Castillo's takedowns. But again, as we said, unfortunately for Danny, he hasn't really been able to do damage once he's had him down. He landed a right hand there, then caught a knee.
But has Means done any damage to Castillo?
That's a good point. He has landed a few hard knees. That one clean one to the head as Danny got up was probably his best. He's landed some good jabs, but no, he's never had Danny in real trouble. Neither fighter has.
So 5 takedowns is a significant stat at this point.
Yeah, that seems to be the most significant, and I think that's what Tim Means' corner was worried about. And that's why he's saying, don't let him hold you down. But again, when the question arises, when a guy takes you down but doesn't do any damage, you know, who wins that fight? Right. It brings us back to the Julie Kedzie fight of earlier tonight. Germaine de Randamie won the decision, although she got taken down a couple of times. But when Julie took her down, she wasn't really able to do anything with that position. And I think judges are starting to score fights differently because of that. They're recognizing that a takedown without any damage and without any threat of submission is not worth as much as was credited in the past.
Danny was trying to work some elbows with his ground and pound. Of course, Means was boxing in his ears from his back as well.
Means has got to keep his hands closed in these exchanges as well. He's doing a nice knee there. There's another, and another. That one hurt him.
Yeah. And he's on his Castillo back. Yeah, exactly.
But in that position, though, when Means is coming forward, that's when Danny has the best opportunity of landing a punch or of taking him down. It's when he's going, oh, there's a nice left hook by Danny. It's when
Means was coming forward.
Yes, exactly. That's when Danny has his best moments. When Means is backing up and Danny's trying to hit him, it's very difficult for him, like right here. It's very hard. See? You know, I mean, that's where a reach, again, I don't want to keep harping on Jon Jones, but Jon's, for a young, tall fighter who wants to learn how to use his reach properly, watch Jon Jones versus Rampage. It's a perfect fight. Watch Jon Jones versus Rashad, same sort of thing. He's the best at utilizing distance.
He literally stifles his opponent's striking attack.
Yeah, and he gets you really frustrated.
Means is trying to extend those hands and score some points. Under 2 minutes remain in the fight.
Yeah, he tries to go up high there. Very few leg attacks by Danny, though.
Again, Means taking this fight on just a couple of weeks' notice.
Oh, nice knee. Hard knee by Means. Danny's got his hands together, looking for that trip. Can he get it?
Got the back. He's working hard.
Well, he's chaining him together. Nicely done. Oh, rolled over by Means. Means on top now.
Now this could get interesting.
It certainly could. Means inside control now.
70 seconds to work.
And Means has a very good ground game. We don't see it that often. He prefers to strike, but he's very strong, especially in the top position. We've seen him only in this fight so far defend. It looks like he's going to let Danny up, or he may just kick the legs. Oh, nasty.
Means could utilize this position right here to score some much-needed points.
Oh, man, look at that.
Jumped over, but they're up.
That's interesting because he jumped over and almost landed a knee to the face. That's not legal. If he jumped on top of him and knee to the face and hurt him, I would have wondered how they would have called that.
Under 30 now. Oh, he tried with that elbow.
Again, Danny not attacking those tall, stork-like legs of Tim Means.
10 seconds.
There's a nice knee again. Means beautiful with these knees tonight. One of his most effective techniques.
Who has done enough to earn the victory? Tim Means or Danny Castillo? This is the UFC.